Lebanon Leprechaun Show. I'm Dave Peach. We welcome you to another edition. A big thank you, as always, to Matt Foxworthy and the students here at Western Boone, a beautiful facility. And we are happy to talk all things Lebanon Leprechauns. And with us right now, the team chaplain, Rod Nielsen. Rod, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Rod, give us your background and eventually tell us how you got here to the TBL.
Well, thank you. I was a preacher in LaPorte, Indiana for 40 years. And then when I retired, I moved down this way. Well, while I was up there, I had served as a chaplain for the police department for 14 years. And so anyway, Chris Spate, now Chris Goon, came to me at church one day and said, hey, we would like to have a chaplain for our team, and I understand you have a background in that. And I said, yeah. And so she connected me with Preston Meyer, and he said, here's what I'd like you to do. Come and just try to be a friend to the guys, be someone that they can talk to if they want, encourage them however you want. And I asked, what are my limitations? He said, you just do whatever you want. Hang around the guys. I'm allowed to go in the locker room before the game and during halftime and listen to the preparation. I go to practice and just hang out with a great group of guys.
What, as far as what you're doing now, I know you're an interim pastor.
Yes, there's a small church, Mechanicsburg Christian Church. Their guy got called away. He's in the Army. And so they sent him to Kentucky, and they needed an interim, and I had filled in a couple times for Andrew, so they contacted me and said, how'd you like to help out? And I said, sure, I'll be glad to do it. And it's been a year now. It's a very slow process hiring a new preacher.
Sometimes, yeah, that can be the case. Now, so you've been with the team 4 years.
This is my third year.
Third year.
Yeah. And as you know, I've gotten to know a few of the guys have been around from one year to the next. We only have, I think, 3 this year that were on last year's team, so I get to know new guys each year. But they're a very, very good group of men. It's very exciting just to be around them, watch them practice, and how hard they play in practice just impresses me.
What do you set an agenda? Do you have a time to meet, or how does that work?
No agenda other than that I want to get to know the guys, and I pay attention to see if somebody might be struggling in some way. Maybe just, you can sense when someone's off a little bit, and then I'll try to talk to a guy. We have started a Bible study this year. Assistant coach Mike Fagans and assistant coach Tim Hurd and I, and then several of the guys are part of it. Terrific guys. They're men that are worthy of being role models for people.
What do you see as the importance of having a team chaplain?
I hope that it helps the guys stay grounded. That and I try to remind them, that what they're doing is bigger than playing basketball. I mean, they're terrific basketball players, but these are guys who love our community. They love especially the children. They're just wonderful to them. The way they treat the folks from the Crown Point Nursing Home, they just love on those people, and I think they bring a lot to Lebanon by what they do. And so my goal is to try to help them see how important that is and to encourage them as they do that.
One of the things that we have added as far as the pregame is a prayer that is from the players.
Yes, we've had a couple outside guys. I've done it one time for that game, and then we've had a couple other outside guys. But lately, we've been getting some of the players to stand up and do that. And like I said, these are terrific guys, and they're not afraid to show that they have faith in Christ, and they bring that with them onto the court. And I think that's a good thing for what we're doing.
It's got to make you feel good as a pastor to see the influence that, as far as Christianity, as far as religion in the TBL. It kind of runs a similar thread.
Yes, that it is one of Dave Mag and Evelyn Magley's goals is to have it be a family-oriented outfit because they are believers. They want to project that And we've got guys who are willing to be a part of that. And just as a friend, it makes me feel great to be around these guys and see how they want to live a life for Christ while playing very highly competitive basketball.
What do you think about the TBL? You've been here 3 years.
I'm pretty impressed. I don't know much about the whole league. I just pay attention to a little bit, but I'm pretty impressed with their desire to make this an event, a family event. And Lebanon seems to be one of the better teams for making that happen. And I'm impressed with Dave and Evelyn Magley, their desire to see this be something that will continue to grow, but more than just growing is that they are making a difference in communities, a positive difference.
Rod, we thank you for being here with us today. I know we see you at all the games, practices and such, and you do such a great job, and thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit so people now they understand why I'm hanging around. People often think, well, he's one of the coaches, and I wouldn't know how to coach. I wouldn't know how to coach these guys. They're way beyond my ability. But I get to be a part of it.
One of the great volunteers here for the Lebanon Leprechauns, Rod Nielsen, and we thank him for joining us. Coming up next, Joe Reddick. Before we go to the break, don't forget we've got the Lebanon Leprechauns are going to take on the Kokomo Bobcats on Thursday, May 1st. It's tomorrow as we tape. It is Lebanon Chamber of Commerce night. It's going to be a big night. Hope you can make it. It's going to be a big game. The Kokomo game is always a rivalry battle for the Magley, and Rod, it should be a good one.
Yeah, well, we've got a belt that we pass. Yeah. Whoever wins gets the belt, and this is our turn. We're going to get it this week.
We have a feeling. The Bobcats got us by 3 last Friday, but we'll see what happens on May 1st at the Farmers Bank Fieldhouse, Lebanon and Kokomo. Joe Reddick joins us next on the Lebanon Leprechaun Show. Lebanon Leprechaun Show, and we are joined by Joe Reddick. Joe, good to have you on the show here today.
Oh, appreciate it. Thankful to be here. First time on here, so see what it's all about.
Joe, you are a TBL veteran. What keeps you coming back to the TBL?
Honestly, it's another opportunity. I have faith in God, and the fact that He continues to allow me to play the game that I love, I'm gonna just keep doing it until I can't. So I'll be back.
You do a little bit of everything out there: scoring, assists, rebounding. We call you the stat stuffer.
I try. I do whatever I can to help us win or put us in position to come out with the victory. And at the end of the day, like when you got guys that are willing to do whatever, I feel like you can go a long way.
We got to talk. Talk about the play in the game against Lake County Legacy. I know it's probably hard to talk about, but we were right there. We saw it, but we didn't see it. You know what I mean? What happened on that play?
Was able to get away from the guy, get into a good shot that I seen for myself that got open. Took the shot, didn't think the guy was going to be in the picture anymore. He kind of just came underneath me still and landed on the back of his heel and twisted my ankle pretty bad. You don't want to see the video, I'll tell you that. I've watched it multiple times in slow-mo and all. It looks really bad. My ankle actually touched the hardwood floor. So yeah, it was pretty painful at the time. I didn't know what to expect, but I've had injuries before, so I was able to get up. My teammates held me up, and I was able to make it to the free throw line. But I know I wasn't about to finish the game, so just been taking it slow, allowing everything to get back right. Swelling's been going down. I feel like I'll be ready to play tomorrow night.
So you intend to play against Kokomo?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about the game on Friday. It was a game Lebanon really controlled and stayed in the game. And you've seen Kokomo. You got to keep them from hitting that gear where they start celebrating and kind of, I don't know what you would call it.
It's the Bobcat way, man.
Yeah, it's the Bobcat way, and they just kind of get on a roll and they want to just dominate the rest of the game. Now you kept them at bay, or the Leprechauns, and describe the end of that game, or describe the game, the atmosphere, and the almost getting it done.
I think it's anytime that matchup, when it's the Leprechauns versus the Bobcats, it's always going to be a good one. Just from like the little rivalry we've started with them, It's been a battle. I don't think, other than maybe one game out of the 4 or 5 we've played, have all been really close, except for like that. I think that very first one. But that's part of it. You want that competition. You want that fight with your guys. Being on the sidelines watching that game, and for us to have the opportunity to win under a minute with 3 of our top players out, with the guys that play big minutes, from me, myself, to Davon, and then also BG, like, to see our team like have the opportunity without us, it just lets us know how deep we really are and how we can really make a huge impact here going towards the end of the season.
Now, as far as Davon, is he coming back?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, he's back. Yeah.
So I know he was. I mean, you were talking about. I know Bryant is with the groin injury. Davon's back tomorrow, and you hope to be back tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, Kokomo, and again, it's Chamber of Commerce night tomorrow night as we tape 7 o'clock, the Farmers Bank Fieldhouse. Now, we talked to Rod, the team chaplain, and we know that your faith is very important. Describe that for us.
Absolutely. It's just something that it was instilled in me since I was a youth. But as I was able to, just grow and learn more, I've just, dived in head first into the Word and to, just also being a disciple. So when they brought it this year for the Bible study, I was all in. And it was pretty cool to see the guys, in the first, you never know, like when you first hear about it, if anybody's going to show up or not after a practice. But we had some guys, and then each one has been getting, bigger and bigger. I feel like we are doing a really good thing. We do prayer almost at any opportunity. I know they kind of surprised me, Rod and them on the first one of the first games. They started doing, anybody could do the prayer. They came and asked me right for the game, and I was like, kind of like, absolutely. I was like, here's my time, opportunity. So definitely did that, and I like seeing the guys that are willing to do it. Like, they're not forced or anything. So it's like the fact that you are wanting to get in front of this crowd and speak out on your own faith, but also just blessing over all these people in this gym. So I think it's something that we each are enjoying, and just to continue to want to go throughout this process with it.
Wow. You're a local product, Fishers, right?
Yeah, I graduated from Fishers High School.
And how was your high school career? I'm sure you did well.
High school career, yeah. I mean, my teams that I played were pretty good. Had some players that continue to play on. Great friendships grew with that. Got to. I'm biased. I think we probably had the hardest conference. Every night I was playing against somebody that either went high Division I or made it to the NBA. So I was pretty much prepared for whatever else was going to happen in life.
Yeah. Who made it to the NBA?
A good friend of mine, Gary Harris. At HSC is a rivalry. A couple other guys that either went high Division I or NBA, like a Marcus Teague out of Pike High School, R.J. Hunter out of Pike High School. I mean, the list goes on. I've went against guys going to Notre Dame, like Austin Burgett. I mean, you name it. Zach Irvin was at HSC, went to Michigan, played in the NBA for a little bit. So I've played against in high school coming up. It was just meant. It was
that's
like,
good.
Yeah. I mean, the experience helps me now. I mean, I think that's part of like when I can do a lot more things than just one. But it's because of the experience I've had since the beginning.
As you roll through those names, I think of games, and we could talk about those players quite a bit. Now, on to Liberty.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that?
I did enjoy Liberty. It wasn't my first choice at first. I had originally committed to Washington State, but I ended up going to Liberty. And honestly, Liberty was a part of me that I really needed. That you don't really think about it. At first, you're just going to school. For me, I was going to school to play basketball, get an education, right? But it ended up being bigger than that. As we know, my faith, Liberty is a Christian school. So I was able to learn things each class, or within, no matter which way path you go, you're going to take some classes that are, talking about God, talking about, the fellowship and everything like that. So I think it was big for me on and off the court, as well as within the basketball community. We, like kind of what we do now, we would have our Bible studies before games, after, and things like that. So it was just kind of something I needed in life, and I will always cherish.
Now, I've been there. I've worked in Virginia for a couple of years. Describe to our audience how Liberty is set up as far as where it's located.
So it's in the hills.
Yeah.
It is in the hills. And that's part of also what got me to commit there, because it was just so beautiful. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. It's not too much.
Pretty flat.
Yeah, pretty flat. You might, if you go too far, you see in the cornfields. So when I get out there and I'm seeing all these hills and it's just beautiful nature, I was like, wow, like this is more than what I've ever experienced. So, but it is, yeah, literally in the hills, campus. You might go to class, be going up and down. You never know. They even have a part of campus. I think it's called like the Snowplex, where you can go on top of a even bigger hill to then where they have like a snow and ski type resort. But it's a pretty cool place, man. I think if anybody has opportunity, just drive by, enjoy the scenery. It's pretty neat.
Interesting town, interesting state. A lot of history there, and Liberty, and then UIndy.
UIndy, yeah. Coming off of a Jones fracture my junior year, I wanted to play right away. So I didn't really want to do the sit-out rule that they used to have, and I wanted to be a little bit closer for my family. If anybody knows my family, they come to all the games. So Liberty, it's about 8.5, 9 hours away. So I kind of wanted to give them a break because they were still traveling even out there to those games. During the week, it didn't matter. So I thought it'd be pretty neat to, play right in my hometown. Family, friends can all come. And at that time, UIndy was a powerhouse. It was actually like 6 other Division I transfers that transferred that same year with me into UIndy. And we made a really good run, and I was able to create more friendships and brothers in that, and some still my best friends to the day.
Wow. And TBL, Lebanon Leprechauns, you've been with the team, I'm going to guess, I got it wrong on Rod, 3 years.
2.
2 years.
This is my second year.
And I'm 0 for 2. Sorry, Matt. But we've enjoyed watching you, and I know that the team has a lot of goals, and there's a lot of season ahead. Tomorrow night is a pretty big game, though. I mean, this is one that you really got to get.
Yeah, I think it's in the atmosphere, from volunteers to staff to the players. I think we are all on the same page with this one for tomorrow night. It's going to be a big one, and I think we're going to get it done. I think we've been putting in the work, finding the pieces, and I think we're turning that corner right around the right time.
All right. Well, Joe, again, we thank you for joining us on the show. We'll see you tomorrow night and throughout the season. And again, thank you